check. What's up, MT? MT in the house. What's up, Mark? Hell yeah. Let me take a quick picture in case Gene comes on here. So my buddy Gene wanted to see what I was using. I'll show you guys like what the setup kind of looks like. Camera. What's up, guys? My songs? So MT, you haven't been around a lot lately. So this stuff here, these are my originals. We're working on these with the Warpig stuff. Get in here all fixated. So let's see. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. So you can see there's like an iPad above my phone and then the laptop. So there's the iPad above the phone. And the laptop's down there. Fucking driver update. We don't want that. Come on, driver update. Let me click you off. There it goes. Oh, you been out of town traveling? Nice. So, like, I don't know if you get to see that because I had a driver update. So you can see in the back. You can see I could turn that on too. I guess. Let me show you my monitor. I guess I could put it on YouTube. We'll click that on too, so you get a whole picture. It is a mess though, and the reason why it's a mess, and I can tell you why my studio is a mess, is because I'm always busy in here, trying to find a cable or something, to try to do something while I'm recording. So it's constantly a mess. I clean it like once a week, every other week, and then it becomes a mess again. So let's see. It's moving my library. Just makes the sounds off. We'll click on there. So let me retake the picture. Man, this driver update is... I'm gonna fucking call a company. Reminder to update at 3 a.m. Oh yeah. Let me go back and let me do another picture. Let me see if I could get it. Well, there's Joe Wentz. Let me get him in there. So I'll try to take the bigger picture of it. I'll show you over here the PA stuff, so you guys can see why it's so crowded in here. Might as well take a picture of that. So let me go back in the pictures. Just so here's what's in front of me. You can see there's a full PA there. There's subs in there, tops. Here's my laptop with the phone and the iPad and there's my monitor behind it, everything. So when I'm working on here and I'm running like Pro Tools, it's like on a 50-inch monitor. I think it's 55 maybe. Let's see. And this is the board. Now you can see cables everywhere. There's the board and the Tascam. That's about it for the setup. So if Gene comes on, I got pictures. I'm pretty good. I slept a lot. Again, I was so tired. And for the last 2 days, I've been with my lawyers. I can't tell you guys what's happening because it's in a lawsuit that I have with Progressive. But I spent about 4 hours on the phone with my lawyers, and it's a whole team. Um, and for the last 2 days, but I actually slept in late. Me and the kids slept in late, but I do feel good. And the storm, man, the storm hit hard last night. As you can see, I'm less congested. It's a weird thing. A bunch of stuff happened really weird to me. So like when they took the tumor out, they took part of the lower bowel, lower intestines, and 5 lymph nodes. Those 5 lymph nodes go into your digestive system and they trigger a lot of things. So now I get like, this never happened. I never had sinus issues. After the surgery, I was so aggravated taking the sprays and everything, and I figured out it's the weather. When it rains, I can tell the day before. Would like to meet up and have you autograph my Yamaha? Yeah, absolutely, bro. I'll sign anything. Where do you live? Don't tell me exactly, but what area? And Andy LaRock left King Diamond. I don't know if you guys know that. What's up, dingoes? Andy LaRock left King Diamond. Yeah, my mom, when I was a kid, my mom used to get allergy shots. So I don't know. Maybe it just, once they took the lymph nodes out, maybe that's what it is. That guitar Joe did with the gold hardware looks nice. Yeah, my kid's got them too. He wakes up like sore throats, because we get like really dry and stuff. Bong hit. There you go. Maybe I should start that. No, no. I tried to smoke pot a long time ago. One time, I was the stupidest, goofy fuck you would ever meet. I could not stop laughing, and my stomach hurt for a week. Yeah, yeah. Where I forgot where you live, dude. My memory shot. Is it Georgia? I'm gonna try to get up that way, but I don't know. I drove to my dad's and it took a toll on me. But I was gonna say, if you come down here one time, maybe I'll have the whole band meet us at a bar, like Dave and Patrick and Joey and everybody, and then we'll sign whatever you want, man. Thank you, MT. The EVH, yeah, that's a great guitar. And so you guys know, I get the Charvel tomorrow. I called them up this morning. I said, when was that? They're like, dude, you just paid for that. You don't remember? I go, I can't. That's the first thing I say. I don't remember nothing, dude. I'll tell you something. When I smoked, it was a friend, and I was in a fucking bar. I couldn't stop laughing at everybody. People thought I was insane, and it was Jerry, the guy from Button South, the Skid Row story. He even bent over the bar. He goes, "What the fuck's wrong with you, bro?" I go, "Dude, I smoke weed." He goes, "Ah." He goes, "Did you ever smoke?" I go, "No." I go, "You look like a pumpkin head." All I kept saying, people look like they have pumpkin heads to me. I was laughing so hard. Oh my god. I don't even. I was just laughing at my laugh. I was so stupid. I swore after that I would I would never smoke again. I never did. I never smoked cigars, never smoked cigarettes. I just wasn't a smoker. What's up, 65 Lynchy? Ah, my nose is starting to run. Oh, you got them now? You're a huge guitar enthusiast? No worries, bro. That way, that way, if you come down or something, I'll get Patrick out to the bar and stuff. We'll hang out. We'll have dinner or something. So if you want to bring, I don't know where your kid and Gina, I'm guessing lives with you. But like, if you want to, the whole family, we'll all go hang out or something. Yeah, there's a couple things like that, and then what else happened to me? I tried something else. Oh, ecstasy. Back when in the long time ago when that was really popular. Again, I was in a bar. I see like that's the bad thing. I would go to all these bars and I knew a lot of people. They're like, "Try this, man." And inside the club, I didn't stay long and I was leaving and I was in my Corvette driving with my buddy and I just remember hitting 95 and I had the stereo cranked. I don't know what it was, but all the lights down I-95 were like flashing to the music. And I was just like, holy shit. It was crazy. Can I embellish a simple chord with by adding a bend? By adding a bend. Embellish a chord. That's a tough one, man. I mean, because if I did something like that, I would want it like a riff, kind of like maybe the third. You know, when you hit the chord, you almost gotta time that. Man, that's a tough one, bro. Yeah, yeah, that was really weird. I did some fucking stupid shit too. I mean, I, I got so I I used to make bets with people, like drinking bets. I used to do bets like it. I forget the name of the place with jalapenos and hot sauce and stuff like that. Skid Row solos. I don't really know a whole bunch of their solos, and I don't remember a piece of me. But I was like, what is it? I forgot the Skid Row stuff, like the solos. But you know what's funny is one time I bet you know what Mad Dog is. Oh, piece of me. Something like that. I don't even remember all the chords to that. And I just played that in Daytona when in March at Bike Week. Yeah, Mad Dog 2020. That's it. I bet somebody $50 that I would drink the whole bottle. I was in an apartment, like a condo with like 20 people, and I drank it all. And then I was fine. And then we went to a place called Summers on the Beach. Like you'd see it in like the spring break movies. And next door was a Burger King, and I ate some salty fries, and I got really sick from the Mad Dog with the salt. So I told them I was going to go out in the back because there was a parking lot in the back. And what did I have? I had a car that I got really sick and I crawled under my car so no one could find me. They had to pull me out, and then they drove me. I don't even think they. Oh no, they didn't drive me home. Two girls from the condo drove me to their place, and then they had two guys carry me, and then they put me in a tub, and they took all my clothes off, washed all my clothes, and I woke up in towels. That's another fucking I did some, again. I mean, the one time the one time I overdosed was at Saigon Kick at Summers on the Beach. Good thing that fucking place is gone. I was watching Jason, and it always seems to be with a girl. And she walked up and gave me a handful of pills, and I downed them with some fucking Jack Daniels. That didn't go well. I had my stomach pumped that night. My dad came to the hospital. I think I had my Corvette, and someone drove me to the hospital. And man, I was like, I wasn't even of age yet because I was touring. By the time I was 19, I was doing world tours, and I was in my 20. I wasn't even legal. I had fake IDs, so I learned the hard way early. Yeah, I used to fucking, and then when I went on the road, like doing the stupid shit early, and then going on the road like this. I didn't drink really the first album. After the second album, and shit started getting fucked up with the contracts and the girls bugging me. Then I started drinking, because I was just bored out of my fucking mind. I was probably 19. What's up, Diamond Davy? I like everybody, bro. It's funny because like I had beef with Tom Bakovac, Teabags, and I think he could be a really good guy. But when you dox me, and he was having people come on checking on me and stuff, but I have the FBI who got involved with them too, and another guy, Zach. Now I could actually have Zach's page taken down, but I said, nah, don't do that. They gave me a form. YouTube sent me a form. It's a weird form, and I'll tell you what's weird about it. Because like I went on it because I didn't know what it was, and I was gonna do it, and then if you miss one item and you have to go back to find it, it will knock you out and you got to start all over. And I was like, man, that'll take a fucking hour. But some people do that and have their channels taken down. But I was like, you know what? As long as Zach can make all the videos he wants about me, again, people are just going to come on the channel and watch. Another one of my that I became friends with was Amir, the pirate. Now he said that he didn't like me in the beginning because he was watching the videos, but after a while when I started doing the live streams, he's like, "You're totally different than what I thought." So I'm glad to have you back, Diamond Davy. What's up, Pete Guitar? Compulsive drinking, yeah. Yeah, and then I was playing this earlier. I got this set up, and so it sounds pretty good. And then tomorrow I'll have the Black Charvella come in on my regular 8. I was like, let me just go on random this week because of the weather. So that's about it, except for Andy. I'm surprised Andy left King Diamond. Man. Get a G chord, placing your index finger on it. Resolve it to the G. That's kind of like what Crazy Train does. A lot of people like when you're playing the one part where you go, a lot of people bend on the G. He doesn't do that. If you listen to the record, he bends a G sharp to the A. Oh, you like this one and the other ones? Yeah. I like. Hey, what's up, Jupe? Yeah. Again, if I don't want, that's why I like going and getting guitars. It's not the idea of buying a new guitar. It's the hunt for used guitars or new guitars. I like hunting. I think I was a hunter in my previous life. I like going into places and looking and trying to get a deal. Maybe I'm that bored, but I just I think it's cool to go in there and find deals. Gus G was gonna do King Diamond. Man, that's a weird fit. Okay. I think Gus G's a really good guitar player. He just I don't know, he just doesn't get I the problem with Gus, in my opinion, his songs aren't hooky enough. You know what I mean? He's got to do more. He'll be good with King Diamond because it's flat out metal. But those like when you're doing those weird kind of metal changes and stuff, he'll be good at that. It's just that he doesn't have like that. Like even Zach Wild for me. I mean, he had a lot of good songs later on, but for me, I really liked Crazy Babies and Miracle Man. Those were my two favorite songs he did. Yeah, I hit pawn shops all the time. Brad Paisley. Yeah, Brad's a good guitar player too. But there's a lot of good places to look. I've we have a big swap shop here. I don't even know if they do it anymore. I haven't been there in years because I can't walk no more. Because it's big, it's huge. But I found a Vandenberg guitar there. I found a Kramer Focus for 150 bucks with the Floyd on it for there. I found the Dimebag Signature oversized cab there for 300 bucks. Miracle Man? No, Miracle Man was Zach Wild. That was on the first album with Crazy Babies. I don't know why they keep putting this on here. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, you almost got me with that chord bend thing with the note. Crazy Babies, Miracle Man. That was a. They had some great songs on that first album. Oh, he left. Damn, it was 19 years ago. Yeah, that's a cool song too, My Little Man. It's always good to touch guitars. What you like best? Yeah, yeah, and it's the look. I like. I think all the guitars I have are cool looking. It's kind of whether it's a cheap guitar, expensive guitar. I just I just love guitars. I love watches. I love sneakers. No. I love cars. No, but guitar. I just guitars has been part of my life for a long time. So you know they're just fun to go out and find. Yeah, I would understand an album that long ago. Jesus. Yeah, Queensryche has really good songs. You know, And that's kind of like the biggest part of everything that I keep telling people. You got to write great songs. You love guitars too. Hey, guitars are smaller than drums, Justin, so that's a plus. You know, same thing. Like if like I was, what was I playing earlier? Let's see. Do I remember? What was I playing? I can't remember what I was playing earlier. I was playing something earlier, but like it had a cool hook. Now I forgot it. I should have recorded it. I can't tell you how many cool songs that I've lost by not doing that. There's all kinds of stuff if you mess around. You can do some cool stuff. Yeah, and like I can play drums, but I'm not that good. You know, like I'm good enough to play certain things. You know, but I leave it. Justin's a phenomenal drummer. I actually went to see him. He was playing with his dad. Somebody told me about him, and then I watched him because he was playing a lot of dance music and stuff and like old rock. And I was like, holy shit, this kid's fucking great. Then we started playing together. Yeah, that that's a dude. The hardest part, especially as you get older, is the loadout. If you don't have people there breaking your rigs down on the road, it was easy. I didn't have to touch a fucking thing, not even a guitar pick. I could throw all my guitar picks out and I'd have a whole new thing of tape with guitar picks. That was the best part of the road. Having everything done for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, you're more than welcome, dude. You deserve props. You're probably There's I don't want Patrick mad at me, but there's only two drummers that I thought were any good in my area. Carlos Benitez, who played with Louis Fonsi and Vi, and Justin. Now Patrick moved in later. You know, Ingve. You know, a lot of people moved in later. You know what I mean? You know, like Jimmy Page lives here now, and a bunch of people. But I wipe everything down that I play that night, so I change strings here and there. What's up, Merlin? It's grinding. That's funny. Yeah, so Justin, you earned every bit of it. You know. Plus, you drove the shit out of the band always. I never had to worry about anything you did. Now, Richie, we had some fun times. Um, a digital mixer or analog? I use analog, man. To be honest, I like everything that I can see as I'm working, then I don't have to go find it. So here I took pictures of the setups. I know there's a lot more people on there. Wow, 30 people. Because I know Gene asked. So let me go in here. I'll show you the pictures again. Let's see. Let me go back over here. I'm not gonna show you the PA again. So you can see I got an iPad up there, my phone, and then my laptop, and then my monitor behind, and that is a Turbo Man up there. And yes, I get the video to go with it. I actually got two Turbo Mans. I got the original, and then I got the deluxe edition. Hey, what's up, Jester? And then let me show you the. So I use a Tascam 24 into a Soundcraft. Whoops, no, that's not it. Oh yeah, it is. So you can see it's a 16 channel, and then 24 on the Tascam, and then I run that into Ableton. Like right now, it's all running into Scarlett, so I'll unplug it. I run it into Ableton or Pro Tools, and then I use my monitor so I can see everything here. And then I do use Audacity still too, believe it or not. I like to compress everything through Audacity. I think Pro Tools doesn't in Ableton don't compress well. So if you have to really get a like I don't know what's in Audacity, but their compression is really good. So I have a mixture of stuff, like Midas preamps and everything. But the thing is, it's kind of like shopping. You know what I mean? You can't get everything one place. You have to go and get parts from here and there and make whatever your application is, what's best for you, that's how you make it work. So if you're doing something where you need, like if you want to record, I mean, and it depends on your money and everything, you know what I mean? What's up, Michael? So there's a lot of stuff you have to consider, you know. Yeah, Reaper's still good in Audacity. You can use your laptop and record on Audacity and just get and run. You could get probably maybe a 15-inch sub and two 12s, hang them up, and then run your laptop and record off Audacity. Favorite tough songs? Man, that's a tough one. Hey Amir, I was talking about you earlier. I was telling how you didn't really like me at first, and then you started watching some certain things, and I was a different kind of person than what you actually thought, and we became pretty good friends. How are you doing, brother? The universe is playing lead guitar tonight, and every shooting star is a power chord. That'd be a great lyric, man. Yeah. It's burning your eyes. Yeah, Joe Wentz just bought one too. That's a great guitar. Schecters are really good. I think they make a red one, a green one, and then Joe just bought the blue one. I like the red and the green one. No offense to Joe, but like the green kind of just I don't know. These are more impressive in person when you let the light like if you see the light hit it. And I don't have this light on. Here, let's see if I turn this on. I forget this light ain't on. Blinded by the light. Now you probably could see it better. I helped you see. Yeah, man. It's hard. It's hard sometimes when you if I don't get to talk to people, people take you the wrong way, or they can't ask you something, and you know I'm a pretty good speaker usually, but you know I'm not like an educator like with English. So I talk with like a little bit of an accent from my father, you know, but I also grew up like in South Florida with a lot of slang and stuff. And then you had Davy and the Rednecks. You know what I'm talking about there? So it was weird growing up, but sometimes people take you the wrong way. Sometimes I say the wrong thing too, and then I have to correct myself. Rotate the stock of guitars. There's more over there. I can only turn this so much, I think. Let me see. Yeah, that's not gonna. Let me leave it there. All right, Michael. You have a good night, brother. Yeah, they changed it now. Like the newer ones, like on the Shred Valleys, like this is a Schecter. This one. These play great. These are better than the older Schecters. You know what I mean? Now they play great. What's up, Jamie? You have a problem just saying what you're thinking sometimes? All right, Mike. Yeah, my kid's got like that now, and I'm better than him at speaking, but I try to tell him to speak more proper. Stop listening to me. You ain't. I got a did. Bukovic needs fucking guitar lessons. Never mind the delay. He needs to learn how to fucking play. Stop playing like my fucking grandpa with basic chords. Bukovic ain't really a studio musician, bro. When the record labels want you, they know where to find me. Just saying. Early 2000s. So that might be Zach or Tom. Foray. Let's see Foray. Let me. Hey, Foray. Let's see. There you go. Go. Let me know when Tom can do that, and then call me back or come back on the channel. When Tom gets that up to speed, I'll give him 50 grand. That ain't gonna happen. And there you go. No delay, no reverb. Amazing. Nobody needs delay and reverb. It's just fucking cool, bro. Armenians, yeah. We try to always blend in, except for the Kardashians. Oh, and shipping too, yeah. They're gonna come down though. Some guitars are coming down. Just like this JVM, I got that for 650. Like I've never seen a JVM that low, and I go, it's gotta be fucked up. But when I got it, it came with like a Marshall carry case on wheels, and I was like, what? The thing looks brand new. Yeah, it don't have to be fast to be good. But the idea that is Tom will never be able to get that fast, so he can never play it. So if I'm gonna make a bet with somebody, Diamond, and I go, play this. That's easy to play. Probably anyone in here could. Oh, he got the green one, but he got it in blue. But now if I go this, there's, to be able to do that, it, the speed takes probably three quarters of the people out of it, and then on top of it, the difficult technique of playing forwards and backwards jumping strings. There's no one in the world that does that lick. There's absolutely nobody. That's my lick. I created it. Now, like that guy that said that Tom don't need all that delay, he can go back and ask Tom what kind of licks has he come up with. Zero. At least I can say I invented some licks based off of my favorite players and recreated my own thing. See, that's the difference between a leader and a follower. If you're just going to play basic chords, that's fine. But, to stand out from other players, you got to be different. And I'm not talking about special on the short yellow bus. You know what I mean? $300. RG450? Holy crap, that's a great price. Mechanic Jams in the house. And the funny part, like you got Jupe on here, you got Mechanic Jams, you got Stevie, there's a lot of people on here that can play. They know exactly what I'm talking about when you start. Yeah, let live and love, brother. Yeah. Yeah. No, Tom's like I just said before, I think Tom could be an okay guy. My problem with him was him doxing me. But other than that, I was actually friends with him. We talked privately all the time. Like a lot of people didn't know. We razzed each other on here, but behind the scenes, when it got to the point where some people were getting mad, so I actually came out and had to show some of the emails and go, listen, because there were a lot of shooting things going on. And like, again, I don't know all the people on here are Tom's, and I had to say, hey, behind the scenes, he wished me Merry Christmas and this and that, and I was like, Happy Birthday. We talked. The problem is his demons would get the best of him. He would drink, and then on New Year, what was it, the Super Bowl night, he doxed me, and then I caught him using a fake account. It's all good though. What am I gonna do? The FBI got involved, and Tom is Tom, and I hope he learned his lesson. You know what I mean? You can only learn from your mistakes, because if you don't make mistakes, you can't learn. You know what I mean? So hopefully, he learned from his mistakes. Now, if he sent me an email and go, "Hey man, I just want to apologize." But see, the problem was he didn't understand what he did. You know what I mean? Like if he had actually said, "Listen, man, what I did was wrong. I'm really sorry." I let my demons get a hold of me. Then I would say, "You know what, bro? No worries. Just please stop doing that. I got a kid." Nah, he's great with chords. Tom is great with chords. But as far as leads and that, he's not technical at all. He's just okay there. It's kind of like the John Mayer thing. I said I don't really like John Mayer because he's just he's a good songwriter. Like Gravity's a cool song, but he has help with that, you know. But he's not rehashing anything as far as lead playing. So if you go, "Oh, John Mayer is the new superstar," no, not to me. I think John Mayer sings better than he plays guitar. You know what I mean? Because people are asking my opinion of that, and I'm gonna be honest. Tom's an okay guy. He's an okay player. He's good with playing chords. You know what I mean? That's as far as it goes. Because if he was a great player, he'd be out on the road. He'd have his band with hits. It's kind of like Bruno Mars. Once Bruno Mars was writing hits, he was like, "Fuck that, I'm going out on my own." Once this person was like, uh, you know, uh, who's that singer? I write the songs that make the young girls cry. What's his name? Barry Manilow. He was a backup singer to Barbra Streisand. Once he figured out he can write and sing, he was on his own. You know what I mean? Once you once you get into the arena of playing arenas, not by other people's songs, but by the stuff you write, that's a whole different situation. So like I base stuff off of my experience. If you ask me, what's the difference between a session player and the guitar player in Godsmack who plays a lot of chords? What's the difference between the Ramones? Well, the Ramones guitarist isn't as good as Tom, but what the Ramones guitar player did is influence millions upon millions of players. Tom hasn't done that. There's a big difference. Yeah, Tom doesn't have hooks. He plays a lot of chords, which is great, because again, and country's kind of tricky, and it's not really country, but if you have this kind of six thing, so then you start adding. And then you add that kind of stuff. It's great stuff. You know what I mean? And Tom's really good at that. He's not a shitty guitar player. He's a he let me say it this way. Let me rephrase this because I'm not saying it right. Tom is, yeah, but a lot of people didn't write a lot of stuff. Manilow didn't write I Write the Songs. But Barry Manilow is somebody who was a backup singer and realized how good he was. Bruno Mars realized how good he was. There's a lot of backup people who stepped out front. But half of the people, like the singers, they don't write their songs. Taylor Swift didn't write her songs. Captain and Tennille didn't write their songs. Daryl and Hall and John Oates didn't write all their songs. You know what I mean? They all have help. Johnny, Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash is fucking great. Craig Goldie. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm never gonna sugarcoat another player's playing. I'm not gonna be. Now there are certain things that I can say and can't say because there's a so-called code like bashing, you know. But if somebody's doing something wrong, I'll say it. Do I think Sebastian Bach's a fucking drunk? Yeah, of course he is, and he lets that get the best of him. But again, that's evident in what he did with Skid Row, and it's evident what Skid Row does with Sebastian. It's a collision. Oh, Johnny Ramone, yeah, Johnny too. Yeah, Mac Davis wrote most of his songs, but Mac Davis didn't have what Elvis had, which was called marketability. Mac Davis would have had to cut that fro off. Yeah, Elvis was great. I liked Mac Davis too. I love Tom Jones, Frank Sinatra. Tony Bennett was one of my favorite crooners. Yeah, a lot of those guys, they're all mass produced, man. I mean, that's what it is. Believe me, when a record label signs you, they own you. They tell you what you're gonna sing, how you're gonna sing it, makeup, wardrobe. They send you dance people. They send you fucking fitness instructors, hairdressers. You get everything, and of course you got to pay for it. But I mean, Tom is a great session player. He's very efficient in what he does. Corey Feldman. Well, see, like I can't knock him either because who knows? Here's the thing about him. What if he's just doing it to rake in the money because maybe he's a decent guitar player, but he's smarter than we think and he knows he can't play like as good as say a Greg Goldie. So he's acting. What if he's such a genius that he's actually acting on the guitar to what and so that he laughs all the way to the bank because it's very marketable what he's doing. Oh, Jerry Reed and Glenn Campbell, yeah. Jerry Reed actually got called to do a session by Chet Atkins for Elvis, I think, if I remember correctly. Baphomet? Drag Racing? What's up, Eggman? You got an album coming out tomorrow called Drag Racing? Are you guys going to do a video? Jerry Lieber. Oh, yeah. Mike Stroller. Yeah, Jerry Reed's really good. When I grew up listening to a lot of country, like Hee Haw and all that. Jimmy Page. Yeah, Jimmy was sloppy on Page, but what a great fucking songwriter. Yeah, Buck Owens. All those guys were great, man. Oh, you sing toot lead? Nice, man. Michael, yeah, I met Michael. He's a nice guy. Underrated fucking guitar player. If you want to see a session guy that can fucking do everything, it's kind of like here's the thing. Um Sean Lane. Sean Lane was actually in Black Oak, Arkansas. I think he was 14 years old. By the time he was 17, there's video out of him at 17, which is in the 70s, probably like 76, 79. He's shredding. I mean, he's playing fast scale runs. You watch him at 17, he's doing this. In the 1970s, but he didn't get no credit. Nobody really cared. But like Sean Lane was doing shit before anybody, but it didn't get him anywhere. That's the problem. Hey Cheryl, wet whistles? No. Oh, you play bass on 7 songs? That's really cool. He stole a lot. Yeah. Don Rich. BLOBO456 is the name of the artist. Brett Mason, he's great too. He's another. See, now he's not really he did a lot of sessions too, but he's not a country guy per se. It's like Johnny Hyland. No one talks about Johnny Hyland, but he's done more sessions than probably Tom and Brett put together. Johnny Hyland's unbelievable. Who, Craig? Yeah, Craig's a nice guy, bro. What's up, Hayden? The Wet Whistles is a band back home. Oh, in Australia? Balcony drinking beers? Johnny Highland? Yeah, he's awesome, man. All right, Mechanic Jams, go make some money. Johnny Highland's awesome too. I met him a couple times. He's a nice guy too. Johnny Highland is funny. He'll sit down for hours and show you all kinds of stuff. Greg looks like Rudy. Uh, uh, the young brother. Yeah. Greg, um, I think the Beast just played with Greg not long ago at a band camp. Sammy Albano. The banjo roll. Yeah, how come no one does fucking arpeggios on the banjo? How come no one's shredding the banjo like that? Yeah, yeah. I'll check it out for sure. Did I sub you, Eggman? I think I did, right? I'll recheck. I get I get so distracted sometimes I forget who I subbed. Yeah, that's how I got into Kiesel was Johnny Highland. So I ordered mine. Angus and Malcolm, yeah, that's a great team. Paige get the house up the road. Oh, Robbie Williams. Yeah, he's got a house here too, off Los Olas Isles. The Electric Triangle. I don't know. That's crazy, man. There's a lot of people who just disappear for whatever reason, like in the music industry. Like there's a lot of people in bands and they just kind of just disappear. It's like the Vita Brada. He was more of the famous side, but some of the bands that were they just I don't know, they just stopped playing. I'm interested in I know Andy left King Diamond. I'm really interested to see what he does. He should get into Sabotage. Yeah, Gary Clark Jr. I like him too. Cuz Gary knows how to write. He does like a lot of kind of really cool blues hooks. Sometimes they're like a little on the pop side or on the funk side. That's what I like about him. He's got a great feel. George DeSaint. Yeah, he died. George died. No, he didn't die. His brother died. George's brother. I'm sorry. I just I was talking to Stevie about that because Stevie didn't know, but um George's brother, what was his name? He played in a local band here called The Saint. So Steve, I talked to Stevie about, did you hear so and so? Oh, Nico. Nico was in a band called The Saint with Sean Westman, a friend of mine, Sean Westman, and then George. Yeah, George went MIA. I don't know if that had anything to do with his brother, because his brother got really sick and then passed. Eddie Shaver. Yeah, George. That was a while ago. I mean, and I think didn't Tough get one of their original guitar players back? Lex Legion. Hmm. It's like Iced Earth. Iced Earth kind of. Well, one of them went to prison. This one, but they kind of broke up too. But I mean, they just disappeared fast. You know, um, they had some good singers too through all of it. Like Ripper Owens, I know did some stuff with Iced Earth at one time too. Yeah, Gary's. Yeah, yeah, and I don't remember the guitar player that Tough has. I forgot what Stevie said. I can't remember. I said, yeah, they used to go in Sam Ash a lot. Remember? They wanted me to play with them a couple times, and I didn't want to. They just, someone called me from them not long ago, like 6 months ago. Marshall Harrison live stream? No, I didn't get to. I don't get hit. Marshall Harrison's fucking unbelievable, dude. No one knows who he is. He did tell me. I asked him. I said, "Do you ever do session?" He said, "Sometimes." Marshall Harrison's so fucking good. Um, who's the Staten Marshall Staten? What's his name? The other guy that does all those Ingve licks. Is it Marshall Staten or Staten Marshall? He did a live stream I caught the other night too. Yeah, Mickey D. Yeah, he's from South Florida. I think he used to when he was like a teenager. He played in a band called Dennis the Menace. Yeah, yeah. I'll check that out. So everybody, check out We Are the Eggman tomorrow. He's gonna have a video up or a song up. Yeah, Chris DeGarmo. Yeah, Chris wrote everything. Stratton Marshall. Yeah, he did a live stream the other night. Live at the Smiths. Is that for me, Stevie? What did you say we chatted about? Was it Craig Goldie? I don't remember. Craig's dating a pilot friend of mine's sister. Oh, okay. Drag Racing by BLOBO456. Everyone check it out tomorrow. No, I got I'm still waiting to hear back from two other singers, but my old singer that did he did stuff with LA Guns and Shotgun Messiah. He's gonna come out. Joey Scar. He's gonna come sing with the War Pigs thing. Marshall watches his channel. He'll come. He calls me the Tone Master. So that's funny. One of the best guitar players in the. I forgot who said something before, but they said, "Oh, Tom don't need all that delay or reverb or something." And then I got one of the greatest guitar players, technique wise, coming on my channel. He doesn't say it here, but if you go on some of his videos, like when he goes, if I had your tone. Oh, the Marshall stacks, yeah. Yeah, I just watched the thing with Tim, why he left. To be honest, it's all about the credits. Yeah, absolutely, Justin. Yeah, he calls me the Tone Master. I'll copy some of it, like like I might. So when I do the Tony Iommi stuff, I might play something like. That's a little too much delay, though. Let's see. I'll keep it more in the pentatonic vein like that. You know what I mean? Silver Jubilee. Yeah, they're great amps. I have an original Jubilee, 1987. It still got the original power tubes in it. I never play it. I'll keep it basic, but I'll still play like me. The black squat. You mean the black Fender? Which one? The Strat. The Telly's up there. I can't get to it, but I got the other one. Papa Chubby. Yeah, I bought those and I kept them in here for a while, and then I put them in the warehouse. Yeah, it's a 1987. Yeah, the Telly's over there on the wall. My sinuses are clearing out. Thank God. Drive racing. Oh, nice. The prototype Lynch neck? Yeah. I still have that. I put that away too. And I still got one of his. I still have one of George's prototype pickups too. I took that out of one of the guitars he gave me. But I ended up. I donated both the guitars to auctions for people that needed it because they were signed. Yeah, the '50s vibe is one of the nicest strats I've played. The neck so, but the sound of it, the whole package for what I paid, 250. Same thing again, like this. I only paid 460 for this Schecter, which is cheap. The vibes. 86 Area Pro 2. Nice. How does the vibe sound? Dude, it's one of the best strats you can get. But you got to get the pine one. That's the only pine color I know of. It's a pine body. The original pine bodies. But they're heavy I'm not gonna lie. I like the drop pedal, Digitech, the whammy pedal. A little lynchy edge. It's probably the squeals. You know, there are some things that we do, like that kind of stuff. But it's like pentatonic, so tradition. Yeah, Rico Theris went out on the road with me. He was the guy that got Eddie into Kramer, but he was actually my guitar tech back in the day. Actually, that's where I learned how to set up my guitars. Actually, is watching Rick. Now I don't do fret jobs and stuff, but I can crown and level frets. I never even tried to do a fret job. I don't like. I just probably don't have the patience. Best tech is to ask Zach. ZAC. I don't know who that is. You need a lot of tools to do it. Calls for pressing them into tools for pre-bending them. You know what doing frets looks like to me? You ever see like gutters? They roll that wire, so they roll the aluminum out and they cut it and then cap it and then they seam it together. That's what fret jobs remind me of. Doing gutters. Now, once in a while, like if I have a fret, like if the frets are like pretty low, and a fret like unseats itself, what I'll do is I'll put the guitar out in the heat for about 30 minutes, and then I take a rubber mallet and pop that back down. What, my tone with the delay? Yeah, and I don't even think I'm in stereo right now. Yeah, it doesn't muddy your tone up. So like you can do it it doesn't it doesn't it has a lot of separation. No BBE. No, it's just straight into the Kemper, bro. Oh, you're becoming a gearhead and pedal nerd? Dude, I went I'm still like a guitar thing, and I still like pedals. Like I have a Charvel coming tomorrow, and then I have that Amp 3 Black Star pedal, the 100-watt amp with the preamp. I'm interested in that for fly dates, but I still love gear. It's just our nature. Listen, it could be a lot worse things that we're, you know, obsessed with. I'm gonna have to block this. Yeah, I mean, there's. It, yeah, I do all kinds of things. My wrists are sick. Thank you, sir. The distortion harmonic, yeah. Do I play repeating lick style? I can. It depends what I'm doing, like what I'm after. Or they're the same kind of licks, but I move them around, or I can repeat them different areas. Just depends whatever I want to do. I try not to think like limiting wise. Repeating licks are cool though. I mean, so if you're doing something like, let's see. I mean, that's a big stretch, but you can go down with it. So you can repeat it on different strings as well. It's kind of like... I mean, whatever you want to do, really. You know, same thing like if you want to do repeatable licks, I would probably do them more in the pentatonic positions. Like I play in G because that's what I start teaching on this channel. So A, B, and E. And the whole reason behind that is if I take a B, like B minor, that arpeggio is repeatable. It's the same pattern. That's E minor, A minor. So you get a lot of repeatable kind of things. The Ingve stuff, I can. I try to stay away from the Ingve stuff. You know, if I'm doing stuff like... No, I might do that higher up. I try to stay away from the harmonic minor, I'm out of tune. Yeah, let's unplug this one. That way I don't have to tune it. Let me drop my cord too. Let's see. Put the battery back in there. Yeah, pattern and position. does a lot of the fours. Cable. So if I do fours, what do I mean by that is I play a note and I play up 4. So if you start in G major, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I go to the A, so G, A, and then you're gonna start up. You can do that 2 ways. You can go this way, or you can go you can do 2 strings at a time, same. So you're going 4 backwards from every note in the scale, 4 note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of guys play like that. No, it was on the, what do you call it? It was on my strip. What is better for pitch harmonics? It depends. You can get pitch harmonics out of a crank amp with less gain. Bass time. I mean, it just depends. You can play a G major triad. I mean, you can play, they're similar too. Hey, what's up, Tom? I mean, it just depends how you play stuff. A lot of it's patterns, numbers. So to get out of sounding mechanical, I try to use the minor pentatonics or 2 strings. So you might go like, so if I went, that sounds really mechanical. So I might go to mix it up. Or so I'll do the pattern for a short spurt. And then add something else in there. The problem is if you do long runs, then it starts to be mechanical sounding. So like so what I mean by that is if you're going, that'll sound mechanical. So I try to play short spurts. So I'm gonna go. I try to keep my licks short, especially on a recording. Now, once in a while, I might do a long run. Usually, the long ones are like 9s backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then go back. So, something like that, or something like that. But I'll only do it for I won't. Some of the guys do it really long. You know, it's you got to have movement all the time. You know what I mean? What have I been working on lately? The War Pig stuff. Dio and Ozzy. No, I never did anything with Paul. Can I name the strings? I don't know what tuning I am. Yeah, it's Tom is right. So it's you're low in on a guitar. You're low and you're higher E. Then you have a D, G, and a B. So what is that? What's that spell? That's an E minor pentatonic. So you got so that's why I like to use. So like a lot of people don't understand. This is a G power chord. It's a G and an A. That's a G power chord. A, B, C, D, E. So you look at some of that stuff and that's kind of what you don't. So you start to look on some of that stuff. So a lot of times, like what Tom was saying, sometimes it's more often than not, you know, the note. So like live, because I play pretty fast, and sometimes live with the setting, you can't hear everything. It sounds mushed together. So live, I tend to play more bendy. I might do a repeatable lick because you can hear it better. Easter bunnies get down. Yeah, like the ghost notes and stuff. Yeah, it creates space. Because if you look at the whole chord, if you play it properly. So if you're here, that goes back into some of the old school writing. But it creates space for sure because there's a lot of separation. So you can use it to your advantage. Again, I always thought of my G string as my major and minor string because of the chord off the power chords here. I mean, even stupid stuff like that just to practice it. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do like that, especially like the triads. You start looking at the E and B. You don't think to play chords like that. I mean, some of it can sound pretty crappy, but the idea of it, and then you start thinking, well, I get all my triads. And then you start putting some of the chords in with it. Thanks, Davey. Yeah. Ear fatigue, yeah. Because a lot of times when you're playing, like as a guitar player, and like Dave's a really good bass player, Dave Spitz. So, me following him, that might not sound good. So I can open it up. You know what what I mean? So there's all kinds of things you can do with that. It just gives it more. It gives you more sound. Now, like I would recommend it if you're in a metal band and you have something and you want it to sound powerful, then you follow. Then and then it's a little bit better. It just depends on the genre. You know what I mean? So a lot of that can depend on what you're doing. It's kind of like gear. You know, I can recommend stuff. I like analog boards. They're easier to see while you're playing. I don't have to type stuff to get into the board, so I can look here. I can see all my levels. I can see my channels. So I don't have to worry about typing stuff while I'm recording or punching in and out of this. Yeah, it just depends. And a lot of that is the mix. You got your kick drum, the bass should be as loud as the kick drum, the guitar should be as loud as the bass player. They should be equal with the kick drum. And it all starts with the drummer. Kick, bass, your rhythm. Then you get your lead boost, and the vocal should sit right on top. Yeah, that's exactly right. Less is more with chords. So like if I take like one chord, like an A minor, and I'm in pentatonic, so I can play around with this pinky, and I can play out of that one chord and find notes that sound good with that chord. So you can find stuff like that's really simple, but it sounds great. And it's the same with your lead playing. Sometimes less is more, especially live. You start throwing those bursts in there. You do that and they go, oh shit. Kind of like Eddie with the tapping. He would throw it in here and there. You know what I mean? So like you could take some of the best stuff you play and you throw it in. You know what I mean? Tom, well, I'm going to tell you a funny story about what an old guy told me as a youngster. Now, don't you guys laugh at me. Where's my guitar stand? I might need a soda for this one. An old guy told me once. He said, Junior, he said, let me ask you something. When you were with a woman, do you get on her and start at 100 miles per hour, or do you take your time? Because the way I see it, when you jump on her like that at 100 miles per hour, you ain't doing nothing but for yourself. I had to think about that, and I was like, I get your point. Take your time and ease on up to that fast lick. I said, so that's where building a climax came from. Playing guitar. I need a drummer now. That's a true story. Yeah, and and that's another great point. You know, a lot of the drummer like sound guys, you know, that they're not experienced with like running sound. You know what I mean? Like even a snare snap, if you add just a hair bit of reverb, you put some treble up in there and like some mid lows. Yep. Yes, sir. You got that right, Tom. That's a funny story, right, Amir? I was like, damn. I was like, can you play Giant Steps? What's Giant Steps? I don't know what that is. What's Giant? Is that a song? What's Giant Steps? I don't even know what Giant Steps are. It's. I guess you can equivalate that story to anything, and some of the stupid shit I did, like the Mad Dog 2020, drinking a whole bottle quick, you know, or pacing yourself. You know what I mean? That could go. You know, if you got to run 10 miles, you don't want to start off sprinting. Can you play Giant Steps? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Giant Steps. Is that the correct answer? You know what the best snare sound I ever got, Hayden, was an electronic kit. I didn't have to do much mixing. Porcupine tree? No. Dude, I don't learn songs. I mean, if somebody asked me, oh, Coltrane? Hey, what's up, RF? Yeah, why are you working so hard? Because I'm stupid. What are the keys? Do you know the keys that it is in? I can look it up. Coltrane, Giant Steps? Let me see. Let's see. I can put my code in. Let's see what keys are in. And let's see if we can get clever with this. Those are pictures. Let me see. Wings of Steel. Let's see. Coltrane, Giant Steps. What's the key? Change. Let's see. So key changes are between B major, G major, and E major. E flat. Four half steps. So it's a minor third. Descending major thirds. But he's playing major chords. E flat major. The E flat major is clever because that's the relative minor. See, now we could get into a big discussion about this. Let's see. E flat. Sounds a little like Yngwie, don't it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the E flat is a flat 6. So where he got that flat 6 is from the harmonic minor, which is interesting. But he's not playing in E minor, he's playing E flat major. And the reason why he does that is because he's moving the same pattern up in minor thirds, which is what Yngwie likes to do with his. So that's a very clever way to put a play into Coltrane onto something that was used in classical music. Kinda, yeah. He took an old idea from classical music and he put it into a newer song, Coltrane. So it's basically taking your. So Bon Jovi does it in "Living with a Prayer." He modulates like a minor third up, I think, but it's like, and the reason why a lot of people use the minor third and call it a major third is because that's like a pentatonic. So the other clever part is you're like taking major chords and moving them up in a minor way. It's very cleverly done. Now, I can ask him, did he know the theory behind that and where it all came from? So it's not just about playing it, it's knowing how people come up with clever stuff. Yes, exactly right. 12, 4, and 8 on the circle of fifths. Now, the circle of fifths is great too because he's using a third. Now, that's your minor major position, the thirds. But on the circle of fifths, the best resolve is a 5 to a 1. So it's almost like he uses the major to resolve, but he's using it as he's moving the progression in a minor to majors. It's very cleverly done. Yeah, and the B minor major is the third. So he starts it like on a third. Yeah, and then E flat major. It's a cool idea. Yeah, yeah. There's some there. It's basically, again, he looked at charts and came up with an idea. So if I say to somebody, I'm gonna play a one, a four, and a five. Now I want to get to the relative minor. What do I use? It's a way to play off the dominant second. It's a very clever thing to do. Yeah, the band Giant. They're okay. Kind of, yeah. So like it's kind of like it's clever. So a lot of guys that write songs like that, like even I don't remember it, but like Creep. Taking that minor third out and making the minor to major. It's they're just clever. They're like tricks, but it's a good trick. Yeah. The only problem with Rick Beato is he doesn't know how to explain where it came from and he doesn't know how to use it. He just can comment on somebody else's writing. Like you can ask Rick Beato, where did he get that? How did they come up with that? How did they look at a chart and come? He don't know shit about that. He got a degree, but it was an honorary degree in music. He was doing an internship to become a professor, and he quit, and then he got an honorary degree from Atlanta. He's not. He doesn't really have a real degree. I don't know if you guys knew that. They're honorary degrees, and he was working as a student, like as an internship to become a professor at the original school, and then he quit, and then he actually got an honorary degree from Atlanta. He has no real degree from a university from taking tests. He does know a lot of theory. He just don't know where it came from. So like if I said to him, Rick, if I play all the strings open, let's say I'm in 440 because I don't know what tuning I'm in, and I go, Rick, what is this? This is a great way to find out if an instructor is good and for you. Here's the trick question. Rick, or instructor, what is this? Open strings. Well, what's this? That's an A minor pentatonic. E minor pentatonic. Here's an A power chord. They don't know where those, like where that came from. Yeah, he doesn't. So like if I use a flat 6, so like the E flat. You know, Hold On Loosely kind of did something similar to that, but it's more of a pattern thing that they did with the chord itself. You know, that idea of putting a pattern and looking at a chart and figuring out where it came from. So again, if you look at a flat 5, flat 7 in G major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a C sharp. But here's my C major. My 7th degree of my C major scale, which is my 4th degree of my G major scale, that 7 is already in there. That flat 7. And then if I play my D major, there's my blues note or harmonic minor. There's my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my flat 6 off of my C major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's my 4th out of my C major. So you know there's a lot of things that a lot of people miss. I mean that gets into complicated, but a lot of people. But you know, like if you're moving around a pentatonic scale, start doing that with a major scale. It'll help you learn to play in other keys and so on. Oh, Rick, yeah. Yeah, that's true too. Rick reads the script a lot. That's the one thing that bothers me about Bad Brad. He's always, you know, they say you should never. He's always looking in the top left corner. I don't know what he's reading. Maybe it helps him, you know. But a lot of the guys do read the scripts, you know. So you get that flat. Flat 6. Let's see. It's interesting how it all fits together. Bad Brad Can't Read. Yeah, Down on Me is a great song. Yeah. And I don't look at modes as modes. I don't like to talk about modes like that because it tricks people. Modes don't do anything. You know what I mean? If I play, I don't know. Let's say I start on G. If I'm playing a 1-4-5, start on the B, which is the third, it doesn't change the sound of anything. It's the same scale on a different starting point. The only time that the modes actually are worth anything is when you start actually modally playing, which most people don't know. Well, and he cheats at his fusion, to be honest. He does the half step down thing. So he might go. He does a half step up, half step back. And he does that, but he does it with triads and scales. So he might go. And it sounds fusiony. Yeah. They should modify it. I think everyone was taught wrong. Because hey, what's up, Rex? I think if you're playing a pentatonic scale and you call it a pentatonic scale, everybody knows that it's this. Now, if I say play a pentatonic major, I don't even like looking at a pentatonic major. I'll just say play a major scale. Who cares? Now, if you're using the minor third, because there's a minor thing in the major, there's your major, but now you're going major into minor. I mean, people get confused with that shit. Alexi was great. Yeah, I think people need to listen to sounds more, like what they're playing. Yeah, play every major scale and start on the root. Yeah, or play in one key, play one chord, and play all the scales that correspond that have that same note in there. So if I play an A, play A major. Play A sharp major. Play A diminished. Play A pentatonic. Play A minor. I mean G major. Play C major. Play every scale that has an A in it over one chord. So modal playing, when you hear real jazz guys, they play out of 2 or 3 keys over one chord like that. So you might hear something like that. That's real modal playing. Yeah. Someone said Gus G's playing with King Diamond. I'm interested to hear that. The diminished tickled something? Yeah, David Lee Roth and Bon Jovi canceled all their tour stuff. Yeah, I'd like to get War Pigs in Sturgis. That'd be fun. So again, here's the other thing. Diminished. So F sharp, which is the 7th out of G major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's my F sharp. That's my diminish, half minor, half diminish. But if I look at the 5 of my F sharp, half minor, half diminished, there's my flat 5. So should I start it on the F sharp or the C sharp? Now you got choices with a diminish. Later, Gigi. gator. So it's just about choices and what you're after. You know, I loved, you know, I love a lot of different guitar players for a lot of different things. You know, Pat Thrall and Pat Travers was a huge influence. And Chris from Sabotage reminded me a lot of Pat Thrall. It's like he took Pat Thrall and he went a little further with it. The five. Oh, Buddy Guy? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Because it corresponds. Because here's your flat five. You can use it for blues too. Bye, Gigi. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with that. So here's you can put that blues note back in there too, and do the blues thing at the end of it, and go back into the majors. So you're using diminished, the flat five minor wise, and then sliding back into your major. Now that's tight. By the bullet size I put in them. No. How can you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? I don't know. Yeah, that's what I do. I use the majors for the scale. So I use pentatonics for licks and repeating licks, and I use my majors more for scales. So I focus between, let's see. It just depends. One will see you later, and the other will see you in a while. Barry? I don't. Who's Barry? Goodrow. Yeah. So like, I like the major stuff for to get around. But again, you have the major. Here's a G major triad inside a B minor scale, which has the E minor. Then you get those tasty licks like that. You got hairspray? Don't use Aquanet, it'll ruin your hair. No. What's up, Indelis? Yeah, I feel I was tired the other day. I haven't seen you in a while. Are you doing all right? Hope you're doing good, brother. Yeah, so over the years, like when I got into some of the scale stuff and the jazz stuff, I started to realize my favorite way of playing was to use pattern and position, and using my major scale and figuring out that my relative minor was I can do a 1-4-5 off of E, get my minor positions E, A, E, and then the F sharp was minor major. I mean minor diminished, and then I knew a 1-4-5 would give me my major chords. So I use certain things like that for pattern position, 1-4-5s, and then you drop down a half step. You know. like that kind of stuff. My email, jittboy at yahoo.com. Been working your butt off? That's good, man. It's good for the soul. Oh, Dylan Talks is still talking about the Harley Benton's big trash. Listen, Scar My Guitar and all those guys, they're just shills. They get a cut of garbage guitars. Max guitar, Jace Allen guitar, Scar My Guitar, they're garbage. They're complete garbage. Yeah, and like if you, so you can use that minor third movement again, like the Coltrane thing, even when you're soloing. So if you're, see what I did? I use all my minor thirds for positioning. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna check it out. Oh, it's out. Okay. Yeah, everyone check out Eggman, the drag racing video. He's got the link in here. I So there's a lot of things you can use. So like you can use it like in the one Black Sabbath songs. He goes, he does that. So he moves it up a minor third, and then if I move it up again, so moving chords, it's almost like playing chromatic without that sound, and you keep moving it up in a minor third, and you eventually get to the same position. It's a really cool thing. Oh, you sent the link? I'll check it out when I get off. It's a really cool idea. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just a cool idea. So a lot of metal guys take that idea too. So let's say I'm doing a riff. I'm working on the B minor. What the hell? I got my E minor there too. Now technically, the way I'm playing that, if I use the whole scale, the minor version of the major, which again would be C major, and then you get your flat 5 in there. If you look at that and you come up with a riff, say off the E, but you're in B minor, now that sounds cool and it sounds metally. Now if you take this and you go back to this, instead of dropping it down a whole step, like a box, drop it into your minor third. It gives you that metal kind of sound. That's why I love minor thirds, and then you look at the minor third, and again, it's in the major pentatonic. So there you go. Time is almost 9 already. Wow. I'll probably take off soon. That way I could do a little bit longer tomorrow. The back feels pretty good. I got some sleep. I slept for 2 days. Oh yeah, it's on Bandcamp too. Hey, let me ask everybody, because I was floating this idea, and so I was thinking about setting up a Patreon, right? But I asked Dave what he thought about doing live streams like Kayla Kent with Dave Spitz and Patrick and Joey, and we did live streams with the whole band here, like once a week or every other week, so that they can make money, but they're playing from the house, but they're playing like it's almost like taking the War Pigs and putting it on a live stream. How many of you people would like that? And if I put up a Patreon for them, you know what I mean? They heard after watching me. Sorry, brother. Yes, absolutely. How many of you guys would be interested in that? Because a lot of people are getting a lot of donations through that. And I said, Dave, why don't we set up like a live stream with War Pigs? And if we did every other week, we could learn other band stuff. Now that might be hard for Joey, but you know what I mean? And then we come on here and played like an hour of songs. You guys would love that? Because I know Dave and Patrick, they played in metal bands, so they're always working and gigging locally and nationally. So I thought, well, what if you guys didn't have to go? Let's say you did that and you could make some money. You know what I mean? And then that way they're like a part of the community, and you guys get to talk to them. And we do the live streaming with the comments, and of course we'd probably have to make somebody a moderator so they can talk to us while we're playing. Yeah, she gets a bunch of tips. That's what I was thinking, because then you guys could get some lessons out of it from like a bass player and a drummer. But you're actually, because I haven't seen famous people doing this with live streams. Maybe it's about time we change it. I'm always thinking. So it's like, let's make YouTube great again. How can this channel be something new? It would be fun. Yeah. For them, it would have to, because they're business guys and they have families, they work, to pay their bills. Yeah. Instead of watching, no offense to Kayla Kent and stuff, but if you were watching guys and you could actually talk to them and we can play the songs live, like it's a live concert at your house, you know, for way cheaper than buying a ticket. Oh, you're just working a day job and being a dad and a husband. I do that too, man. I just don't work. I guess you could say I work. I just don't work a lot anymore. I do a couple things here and send it off. Hopefully I can get rid of that too. Yeah, I was like, no offense to Kayla Kent and those guys that are doing, like, I see a lot of people trying to do live streams and do covers for requests for money. I was like, and I'm sure somebody's gonna hear this and probably steal the idea. I don't know. Like the first, like a metal live stream, fucking Patrick Johansson, and like I'd have to mic everything up and move it out of the living room stuff. Yeah, you guys could sit at home and watch a fucking show. Thanks, man. You stay safe, bro. Don't. And I know you're a hard worker, so whatever you do, I support you 100%. Build it, and they shall come. Yeah, like why hasn't anyone like what you know? I don't know. Cause you're live. You know what I'm saying? There's no double takes. How come? Why? You know what I mean? Why? Why hasn't anyone? You know what? I'm gonna say because a lot of musicians would fuck it up. They do it on Twitch, But are they famous bands, like in their house, like in their living room? Well, I don't want the money for me. They're hardworking guys and they're always traveling. I was like, how can I make it easy for them? I don't want to give my money away, but I was like, what if we did live streams like Kayla Kent and I put up a Patreon and it was only meant for like those shows. You know what I mean? Well, with Restream, I have that, so I use Restream. I don't. It would be good. Yeah, I think a lot of that's why I do everything all my videos live and I don't want to edit them because that was the premise of my whole channel is I'll fuck up too. I'm not a guitar god. I make mistakes like everybody else, you know. But I think it would be fun for you guys to see that. And those guys are good enough. They're not gonna you know what I mean? It would just be fun. Oh, the time codes like the Eastern? Yeah, we a lot. Well, even if the Patreon showed up, like you can donate to Patreon here. That would only come up during that live stream with them. Like if I'm doing my regular live stream, I would never put it up. Yeah, that would be great for even Eggman. So, he's got an album coming out. It'd be cool to see you performing those songs live, like in a live stream. That would be cool too, with a Patreon. How come bands don't do that to support their own record? Like if I was Rat, I don't know when their last record came out. Like if I was doing a new record, like Maiden, yeah, like a live stream with Patreon, it would only come up during that time. It would be 8 p.m. Eastern on a Sunday night. You know, bands aren't really busy on Sunday night. Patrick, if he's doing a gig, would be Friday or Saturday. Sundays, Mondays would be good for him. Although Monday nights, I don't know if we could play that late here. Fuck. Wake up the neighbors, wouldn't I? Do a test run? That's a good idea. Oh, yeah? No, I would just run everything live, just like this. So if there was a delay, it would, it's not going to get affected unless it freezes. But Restream's really good because I had streaming problems before, and Restream gave me their stuff to use for free, and it works great now. Well, Restream would take care of that. Because they have it goes to Restream server and then fed into YouTube somehow. I don't know how those streaming companies do it. A penthouse centerfold helping with the narration. We could ask Andy Wood to wear a tutu. Oh my god. There's my comedy for the night. Andy, where's my fucking apology? I'm never gonna let him live that down. You'd rather see a recorded concert in a private space? You wouldn't want to see a band live? Seeing if they fuck up? How good are they? Can you guys play this? Absolutely. We could actually show you how we fake songs. Like when you just look it up, it's 145 in E. Listen to it for a second. Go from there. It's a 251. It's a 145. Oh yeah. Maybe I should start another channel called The Live Show. They did a lot of Zoom stuff. Yeah, I wasn't even on here during COVID. My kid was watching it. See, that's how I actually came back. He was watching Ryan's World and all this shit. He's like, "Hey dad, that kid's rich." I go, "What do you mean?" "He's rich from YouTube." I go, "What are you talking about? I have a YouTube channel. There was hundreds of thousands of people on my channel at one time. Yeah, I didn't make no money." He's like, "Oh no, you make money now." I go, "What are you talking about?" And then I started looking it up, and then I started looking up musical stuff, and saw that all these people were bullshitting people about the industry. Oh, DVD quality? Well, I could get better cameras and stuff. Hey, Allison, it's freezing in Melbourne. Damn, I need to cut there. I was just talking. Where can I live in the summertime? I was like, I'm not going to Alaska. Not going to Maine. Yeah, we didn't have COVID. We only had it for 2 weeks here. Two cameras set up, one showing band live. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. That would be cool. Imagine Eddie Van Halen, replying after he ripped the solo. Hey, can you show us that, Eddie? Sure. That would be cool. Hey, man, what was that lick you did? I don't know. I don't remember. That would be my answer. Hey, what's up, John? Nah, don't hurt yourself, man. That's awesome. I have to think about this some more. That would be an interesting concept for a YouTube channel called "Give It Your Shot." You have bands submit stuff to you, like original material. You fly out and film them. Oh, John, Tennis Nuts wants you to stop in Dalton and have a beer with him. John Pearson. Yeah, I don't. Dude, the older I get, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember. Those are my two biggest answers. I don't know. I don't remember. When? I don't remember. What's his name? I don't know. I don't remember. Who? When? Who? Who's on second? What's on third? Call it "Hit Me With Your Best Shot." I know they did that with the auditions, like for you remember they had those shows like on a network, Daughtry and all them. Ingve. That's what we'll call it. Ingve eats cake. The I'll have a donut song. Ingve eats cake. Ingve likes donuts. I'll have like a little bobblehead with him. No, I just read your comment, bro. Oh, you said that? There's a whole lot of covers. Oh, really?
I gotta think about this some more. Really? Blue Oyster Cult. Man, what an underrated band that is. I don't eat donuts, but piss on my shoes. What's up, Scott? Dude, I don't eat cake. Just piss on my shoes. Oh my god. The stuff I used to hear about Ingve when he moved to Miami. He was like on the fucking news every week. Him and his wife, fist fights, police always at his house. It's fucking classic. And then she started tag teaming him with the mom with the fights. So Ingve had to start fighting his wife and the mother at the same time. Oh my god. I am a Viking, but not in the USA. They have laws. Have a vodka Powerade with the oh for oh my god, too funny. All right, everybody, let me take off and run. I thought I'd flip that idea by you. I'll be on tomorrow night with the Charvel, the new Charvel, 8 p.m. Eastern. What was that other show? Cause you wanted to see it. Oh my god, too funny. I got too much time on my hands. All right, everybody, let me take off. It's always a pleasure. You guys have great comments. Drag racing. We are the Eggman 22. Drag racing. I'm going to check that out when I get off, brother. Yeah, we'll check out the promo video. It's always a pleasure. You guys are a delight. You take my mind off of everything. Run to the hills. All right, everybody. Peace out. Have a great rest of your night or day.